This presentation will trace the history and evolution, the current state, and the future of microlearning. The history and evolution of microlearning. The term microlearning has been only around since 2002. However, its roots can be traced back to early human history and to its partnership with evolving technology. The idea that microlearning has been in practice since prehistory was first presented by Hydes in his 2007 essay called From Meno to Microlearning, a Historical Survey. Hydes defines microlearning as the line between the sharing and acquiring of civilization skills and the comparatively shorter history of the media. Hydes notes how educational pioneers from Socrates to Johann Friedrich Herbart taught that it is essential to break up a curriculum into smaller parts for the benefit of the learner. Most educational theorists believe that both educational institutions and teachers are a critical part of the learning experience. A student can learn in small steps, but only an experienced and knowledgeable teacher can show the student how all of the pieces fit together to form a bigger picture. In other words, without guidance, the student cannot learn any topic at a macro level. In the 1950s, B.F. Skinner's work in developing program learning is a historical milestone in education. Program learning perfected the small step method of teaching by focusing on clearly defined tasks and controllable learning goals. It offered learners with information and provided them with tasks and feedback. To acquire behavior, the students first must go through a carefully designed sequence of steps, each step being small enough to be executed. With any following step, the student must advance to complete the goal behavior. Kapp and DeVilliers noted that Skinner's programmed instruction format is evident in microlearning through content being presented in small, soundly designed segments, learner interactions with the content, feedback provided to the learner through their interactions, and learner controlling the pace of the content. Microlearning started as part of e-learning with the use of the internet in the 1990s. The internet revolutionized the way the world was able to learn. Suddenly we could stream our lessons online or upload learning modules in the space of an afternoon. Also in the 1990s, there was a move to use learning objects. Learning objects are defined as small chunks of learning content. This was in response to the complaints that whole course content design and development was unsuitable to some learners in our quickened paced society. The first conference focused on microlearning was held in Austria in 2005. Early microlearning discussions were more theory than practice, coming out of university research. The introductory address, Microlearning, a New Pedagogical Challenge, was given by Theo Hug. As outlined by Hug, microlearning can occur in several modalities, but common types include time, content, form, and learning type. Hug's definition of microlearning is a learner's short interaction with a learning matter broken down to very small bits of content. Learning processes that have been called microlearning can cover a span from some seconds, example in mobile learning, or to minutes, learning objects sent as email. As the world around us accelerated, we are virtually submerging ourselves in rich learning opportunities. The microlearning approach was being adopted for corporate and business training. It was being used in applications like sales training, safety training, leadership development, and all types of technical training for engineers and technicians. After 2010, microlearning platforms like Grovo, Axonifi, Degreed, PathGatherer, and Edcast came to the market. They provide a modern learning experience that could integrate, manage, curate, and organize videos, articles, podcasts, and any other form of digital content. Microlearning has also been used as a strategy for ongoing professional development. Busham and Hamelman found that microlearning can provide a viable solution to fast-paced and multitask patterns of learning and working, as it enables learning in small steps and with small units of content. Since 2017, microlearning is quickly gaining traction in learning organizations, corporate and retail training, workplace training, healthcare, and educational professional development. The current state of microlearning. Microlearning is currently gaining in popularity because it allows for flexible and changeable content in a world where technology and information are fluid. Here are a few of the main reasons. First, microlearning allows for flexible content. Second, it allows learners to be in control of what they're learning. Third, it helps capture knowledge gaps. Fourth, it works with their decreasing attention span. And finally, it promotes engagement and knowledge retention. Flexible content allows for quick and relevant updates. Like with many others, the medical, financial, and environmental fields are facing a challenge. Their content is constantly changing and becoming outdated. Through the creation of microlearning, content can easily be updated whenever a regulation or law goes into effect. Having or making time is becoming one of the most critical elements for learning and knowledge acquisition. Microlearning allows for a different way of handling time. Instead of delaying learning until the learner has a large chunk of time, microlearning is done in small steps, which takes little time. One of the most popular examples of this is a language learning app, Babbel, where you can practice languages via bite-sized skill and improve over time. Microlearning consists of a fast, convenient, and instant capture of self-identified knowledge gaps. Through the use of online resources, a learner can create their own learning object and integrate the learning object into small learning activities interwoven into their daily life. These gaps can only be identified through real-life experiences when we feel the difference between what we know and what we don't know. The information we gain in these gaps is called microknowledge. Attention spans are dropping while technology is advancing. In 2015, Microsoft released findings from an attention span study stating that human attention span is now officially shorter than the average goldfish. Our attention span has shrunk from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2005. Short, focused sessions avoid mental burnout and suit the brain with respect to energy and alertness. Microlearning drives over 20% more information retention than long-form training. Microlearning examples. One example of microlearning is what is known as microlecture. Almost everybody is familiar with this type of microlearning, TED Talks, a popular nonprofit devoted to spreading ideas. TED Talks are limited to 18 minutes and focus on one single idea. Other examples of microlearning are TEDx, a local version of TED Talks, Khan Academy, which offers free online courses, and LinkedIn Learning, which teaches a variety of courses in software, photography, business skills, website design, and design training and development. Mini games, also known as casual or micro games, are an example of immersive microlearning simulations that last between 5 to 20 minutes. They are especially useful to help employees learn skills best taught through repetition. Mini games are highly engaging because they have quick sprints of engaging content and are easy to consume. Mobile devices are the perfect interface for mini games because that type of content works well on a small screen. Because each microlearning product serves but one objective and is highly focused on that objective, there are additional examples of microlearning that may surprise you. RRS feeds, flashcard pushes, challenge-type activities, microblogging exercises. Brief videos including interactive videos, single-question case studies, question and answer response, and learner video in a brief audio or video response to a question. Microlearning is one of the most recent trends to hit the corporate e-learning world. Companies like Walmart, Bloomingdale's, Levi's, Domino's, and At Home use microlearning sessions in a wide array of training needs, including safety, customer service, compliance, and even leadership training. Intercontinental Hotels Group, Magellan Health Services, Berkshire Hathaway Media Group, Pandora, and Shell are just a few other companies that are using microlearning to tap into the needs of a shifting learning environment. Microlearning is increasingly becoming popular amongst healthcare professionals. Changes in procedures, processes, and technology mean that healthcare professionals are required to constantly upgrade their knowledge to comply with the latest regulations in the medical field. Microlearning provides just the right amount of information to help learners reach specific, actionable goals. Microlearning also has the potential to support ongoing teacher professional development. Microcredentials is emerging as a powerful, accessible, and appropriate way for teachers to learn online, but it also allows them to manage their time and resources better. How will microlearning shape the future of work and education? The future of microlearning. Where do we see microlearning heading? With the rise of millennials entering the workforce, the demand for microlearning is only going to increase as they crave on-demand learning at their fingertips. Microlearning is enjoying a rapid growth and importance among the changing management and learning professionals. With the strongly increasing share of smartphones and mobile bandwidth connectivity, mobile e-learning environments and microlearning have a significant potential of reaching more learners globally. Mobile microlearning can be an effective form of informal learning which can meet the personalized needs of language learners. Hao and Zhang had studied the application of mobile microlearning in teaching English vocabulary and suggested that microlearning should be designed to meet the students' learning needs and stimulate students' interest in learning. They concluded that a variety of mobile microlearning tools can benefit learners, teachers, schools, and society. Boohoo and Boohoo found that higher education should be offering competency-based courses and programs which focus on learning broad subjects in small chunks of information. With the increase of new jobs needing new skills in the near future, microlearning will allow new learners to fill the knowledge gap at an increased rate of time. Traditional delivery of staff development training for teachers is changing. Micro-credentials represents personalized professional development, self-pacing, and specific application of content to each teacher's needs and wants. It is more interesting, motivational, and useful for teachers than the traditional day-long approach using whole group instruction. The individualized professional development approach will result in teachers better meeting the needs of their students, thereby enhancing student learning. Microlearning will be carried out in a variety of ways. Emails, online posts, short multimedia videos, and even short chat sessions can give e-learning learners small building blocks that are necessary for them to achieve their educational goals and broaden their overall knowledge base. Gamification will be used to enhance microlearning. Gamified assessment will offer gamification elements like scores, lives, and points into the evaluation. Gamified nuggets will be used to allow learners to practice and learn something new, apply knowledge, and solve existing problems. By doing so, it will help to enhance knowledge retention amongst learners and provide the needed motivation and engagement to finish a course. Another trend in microlearning will focus on artificial intelligence and analytics to provide a personalized learning path and support learners. AI will reshape e-learning by answering real-time questions, providing improved accessibility, and generating new content. With the latest technologies that support microlearning, AI plays a vital role in creating customized learning paths for the learners. Microlearning will also be combining with virtual reality. Virtual reality provides learners with an experiential learning experience. It takes learners out of the present environment into a virtual world where they need to be trained. By using VR and microlearning, the learner can easily avoid risks faced during practical sessions of their course. One last trend in microlearning is social integration. A way of doing this is to provide a collaborative learning experience for the learners through the web. Creating relevant, bite-sized modules or video content and using a social learning platform to reach out to remote workers will engage and assist learners in meeting up with their needs. As our lives are becoming more digitally connected and we are used to anytime, anywhere, employees and corporate learners are becoming more and more resistant to traditional learning and more receptive to this new modality. The fact that typically microlearning fits into a learner's daily schedule without interruption, and it is particularly appealing to learners and learning professionals alike.